let's talk a little bit about Amanda Nunes here. Let's talk about Amanda. What's going on with Amanda Nunes? What's really going on? Like what is her plan at this point? And I ask that for some of y'all that don't know, because I know some of y'all still didn't know that Irene Aldana is no longer in talks to be her opponent. Um, this fight was supposed to be on the card coming up with Grasso and Shevchenko, but according to Amanda Nunes, she feels like Aldana should fight Pena. Okay, so she doesn't want to fight her, and she doesn't want to fight Juliana Pena. She says, "Okay, Pena, Juliana Pena, I don't want that fight. So make them two fight. Make them two fight for the title as a title eliminator." But of course, Pena don't want that fight either. Pena said, "I ain't fighting for nothing but the belt, nothing less than the belt." Okay, so that leaves Irene Aldana kind of high and dry, or does it? Nope. She's taking on a fighter she's fought before in Rocky Pennington. Now, all because Amanda Nunes doesn't want to fight Irene Aldana or Juliana Pena right now. So if she's not going to fight either of them fighters, who is she going to fight? What is her plan right now? And my answer to that question is I really don't know. I really don't know because Amanda's almost acting like some of these boxers out here right now where they fight once a year, if that, maybe twice a year if you're lucky. And they have big fights ahead of them or big fights that could be made, but they're nowhere to be found. No dates, no contracts. They're in the same divisions, but they can't come to an agreement, right? So I think Amanda's kind of like in one of those positions now. Now that she's a champion, she's just one of those champions doing comfortable things now, and I don't think that's good for a division. I don't think that's good for MMA, period. But it's definitely not good for the bantamweight division, especially with the position and the state that bantamweight is in right now. Bantamweight in the UFC for the women it's a division on life support right now. If we consider the featherweight division dead, then the bantamweight division is in need of it's in need of some mouth to mouth resuscitation right now. And Amanda Nunes, she is not giving it that right now. She's doing her, and she's doing other things outside of the cage, and she's calling shots that I believe she should be calling right now, and that's why it's kind of got the division where it is right now. She's not being an active champion anymore, so we won't get a lot of great fights. I'm not saying she's the only one here because we got a lot of older fighters here now. Got a lot of older fighters in the division, but when you don't have matches being made, it makes it even worse because now the belt's not either. It's not being defended because if at least if she was defending the belt, we couldn't argue. We could say, okay, she's gonna go in here and start another fighter. Well, we just wait for somebody to come along, right? But if somebody was to go in there and beat her, then things shake up. People start looking again. Heads start turning. Then we start talking about, hey, who do we have? Then maybe the UFC starts saying, okay, we got to sign new fighters, right? So what she's doing right now is just not good, man, because you have fighters to fight, and it makes people kind of look at you as a champion kind of side eye. I mean, we can't question what you've done already, but it makes us say like, okay, you're getting lazy now. And for the fight world, everybody is like, what have you done for me lately? They'll remember what you've done somewhat, but when you're not providing entertainment, because it's still entertainment, people start to get pissed off. They start to get pissed off. They're like, hey, well, you want us to pay for these pay-per-views? You want us to pay for ESPN Plus? Hey, you got to show up and fight, right? You can't be holding up this belt. I want to see this bantamweight division belt defended, okay? So that's something that Amanda Nunes has taken consideration right now, because you have fighters to fight. Like making Irene fight Rocky a second time shouldn't even be happening. That should be a no-go. Okay. Like we've seen that fight before, but we still haven't seen Pena versus Aldana, and we haven't seen Nunes Aldana, right? Those are two good fights right there we haven't seen, so those are great options. So you just So Amanda doing what she was doing just kind of cheated the fans out of two potential good fights. Well, Pena too, because she won't fight Aldana. They just kind of cheated us out of two fights that we haven't seen. Now we got to go back and see a repeat, and it might kill Aldana's chances or Rocky's chances for a belt, however they feel, because it's like they probably feel like they were in good position and good standing for a title shot, right? There should be no reason for them to even fight for like this interim title, right? So yeah, Amanda's just kind of kind of screwing this division up a little bit here, man. She really is, man. So I don't know why though. Is she just holding out now because of an injury, or is she holding out for more money, or is she really just narrowing it down to maybe one or two fights to where she's going to retire? And hopefully it is the latter right now, because you know with what she's done for the division, I think it's a great thing. It was great. She's done great things. That's it. And if she is starting to narrow it down and wind it down now to the end of her career, I think that she needs to start going ahead and lining that thing up. Go ahead and start saying, okay, we got to get these fights out of the way, and that's it. But right now, this belt hasn't been defended, since she won it back. And it's the first quarter of 2023. We had a nice setup. Why not go ahead and defend it on this card? It was a perfect turnaround to maybe end your career off with a rubber match with Valentina. What could it be? I really don't know. I mean, the obvious things, like I said, it could be because, she's just playing that game now because, she's a double champ where she feels like she can sit back and call the shots and handpick her opponents. Or it could be the money thing, or it could be an injury thing. It could be where, like I said, where she's just trying to schedule it out where she wants to retire pretty soon, get the fights that she wants, and then boom, call it quits. But could it be a return to featherweight? I doubt it. I mean, there's nobody there for her to fight at featherweight. Chelsea Chandler just announced her fight in April with Danielle Wolf, but that's not a title eliminator. Norma Dumont, to me, still is not in a position to put up a good fight with Valentina at featherweight. Excuse me, not Valentina, but with Nunes at featherweight. So Amanda Nunes, she's really just in a position, I think, to go back and, probably cap her career off at 135. So whatever she's doing, it's not good. It's just not good for the division, man. You got to go in there and take on one of these fights. Hell, if it's Pena for a third time, let it be that. At least give us something, in the meantime. But the Irene fight to me was just a different look, and it would have been a good, I think it would have been a good matchup, But let me know, guys, what y'all think, man. I just don't think that what Amanda Nunes, whatever she's doing, is really good for the division. That's just how I feel. So people ask me about it. I don't understand it. I really don't right now.